boxing. Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, we're going to talk about, according to the Shade Room, Gervonta Tank Davis is in the hospital. The other day, he was just working out with Odell Beckham Jr., like pumping iron on the bench press. Also, according to Frank Warren, Shelly Finkel was telling the boxing world behind the scenes that Deontay Wilder is super duper confident going into a trilogy with Tyson Fury. But first, let's talk a little bit about Dillian White and Tyson Fury back and forth. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Hey, let's get to it. But yeah, start off with Dillian White, Tyson Fury. They've been building their fight up through the public. Nobody seems to want to fight Dillian White. And there is such a small portion of boxing fans and maybe a sprinkle of some casual fans there that feel bad for Dillian White and think he deserves a shot at a heavyweight title. Okay? Me personally with Dillian White, he's a guy that popped hot twice. His last time popped hot versus Oscar Rivas and not notifying Oscar Rivas he popped hot was the end of the line for me. People talk about Jarrell Big Baby Miller should be banned. He should be banned. But what people are overlooking is that he has to fight Alexander Povetkin. And Alexander Povetkin last time out versus Michael Hunter looked pretty damn good. Michael Hunter was supposed to go in there and dismantle Povetkin. It was a close fight. I mean, you could have made a case to give it to Povetkin. You could have made a case to give it to Michael Hunter. But Povetkin seemed to still got it. Even when he was fighting AJ, he busted AJ's nose. And AJ eventually got him out of there. But he's been competitive, you know, so even, you know, post after the ped things that happened with Wilder in the beginning of whatever year it was, and the end of the year he fell versus Bermane Stavern, you know, Povetkin, after that, he's done vital with AJ and then going on. He still looked pretty good for these against these younger fighters. This old man is still, he got that pop-up left hook he got, man, that in my opinion, Dillian White shouldn't be talking about fighting nobody else but Alexander Povetkin, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not doing VADA. And if I had to say, if a pretty good Povetkin shows up, I like to bet on Povetkin to beat Dillian White, especially if this fight was outside the UK. I really would feel comfortable picking Povetkin. I think this might be going down in Eddie Hearn's backyard, and Tyson Fury said that as well. And he also shared a text message that he sent to uplift Dillian White after the walk fight, I think it was. And they've been going back and forth, and they have history. There's plenty of pictures of them being in the gym together when Fury had hair, when he didn't have hair. Even when Dillian White had a 6 or 8 pack, there's some pictures going back to that. So I think there's a friendship there. I think there's a respect factor there. You know, and Dillian White saying, I dropped you in the gym. I mean, you know, everybody dropped Tyson Fury in the gym. There's rumors about AJ dropping him early on. He even spoke about that. There's now rumors about Dillian dropping him. It's Lawrence O'Callaghan. They got mad at him because the video of Dillian White, him beating up Dillian White. I mean, AJ been dropped down by everybody at sparring. Remember George Groves, you know, Chris Eubanks Jr. had a trash talk, and Chris Eubanks Jr. was talking about how he dogged George Groves in sparring, and then when the lights came on, none of that showed. None of it showed. You know, George Groves was like Gohan versus Cell out there. He's beating him with one arm. So, like I said, they kind of building up a fight, and guess what? They building intrigue. Because I got intrigue in the fight. Anytime you got genuine trash talk, and I'm not saying it has to be like, everything has to be truthful, but it's genuine competitiveness here. And I think Dillian White, you know, really want to fight Fury. Do I think he deserves a shot? He's done nothing to deserve a shot. People say, what has Wilder done? Wilder tried to fight Povetkin years ago. Povetkin popped hot. He fought Bermane Stavern when he came off the Chris Arreola win. So he did something. Dillian White then cheated twice. And his apologists tend to forget that. And Tyson Fury's cheated once. You know, and some people think he cheated twice versus Deontay Wilder. At the end of the day, until some criminal charges are pressed, until some paperwork is seen, until some facts come out that I can see and I can get jiggy with, then I'm just going to have to award Tyson Fury a clean, victorious victory over Dillian White. But I want to, even if Deontay somehow by miracle pull it out his ass and he win, I think he should have been fought Dillian White. Why not? I mean, that was a great path. That's a great path to building up an AJ fight. Going to the UK instead of fighting Ortiz twice, going to the UK stretching Dillian White out, you know what I'm saying, and making an example, and then fans probably would have put pressure on AJ. But they sat here and they let personal feelings get between them because, quote unquote, AJ did want to fight Deontay Wilder. So what they got to do with Dillian White? Eddie Hearn's promoter. So what? He getting played by Eddie Hearn too. Y'all got that in common. Wilder got played. Dillian got played. So Deontay Wilder should have been handled. Excuse me. Deontay Wilder should have been handled this business, man. It shouldn't even have come to Dillian White doing all this. You know, if Ortiz didn't want to fight him, if Brazil didn't want to fight him, come on. Or he didn't want to fight Brazil, he didn't want to fight Ortiz, then Deontay Wilder should have just fucking fought him. It made no sense. If you go out there and you stretch Dillian White in 1 or 2 rounds in front of the UK fans, what can anybody say? Who do they go to now? They all get on the Usyk bandwagon. After Chaz Witherspoon, that bandwagon didn't look too good. You know who else they gonna jump on? Felico Harkovich, whatever his name is. Come on, they gonna jump back on the AJ bandwagon. Everybody can't fit on that bandwagon. So to me, it made no sense for Deontay Wilder. I know I'm sounding repetitive in every video about this. This made no sense for him not to fight Dillian White. But when you let personal feelings get in the way of business, this is what you get. The mismanagement of a fighter like Deontay Wilder. But I'm interested in Tyson and Dillian White. I might have more interest in that fight than Tyson and AJ. You know, because you don't want to see Dillian White do versus a live prime opponent. You know, everybody he done fought and he came off knockouts or Oscar Rivas. He had some eye injuries. That's why he really wasn't prevalent in boxing. But I want to see him versus Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. I'm in. I'll watch. Not sure where they're going to fight at because obviously Tyson Fury doesn't have a United Kingdom license. So Dillian White will have to come to America or they have to find some other neutral spot to do it at. But we'll see. But if he do get in there with Tyson Fury, he beat Povetkin and Fury beat Wilder again as expected. And Tyson Fury beat Dillian White to a pulp and he give him the business. I'm not trying to hear shit else about sparring. I don't want to hear about Paul Salvador from Floyd Mayweather. I don't want to hear about no other sparring. What Errol Spence did to this guy sparring, what Charlo did to that guy sparring, what Tank did to that guy sparring. Sparring matters, but it don't really matter. It's a difference between when the lights is on and then when you in the gym. So I don't want to hear nothing about T.O. got beat up by this guy. He beat this guy up. A real fight is a lot different. No headgear, no big gloves on. You both should be at your best as far as being in shape. You had an equal amount of time to train and spar for the fight. So the difference is you could be sparring somebody and he could be out of shape. You be sparring somebody, he could be getting ready for a fight. You just trying to stay in shape just for anything pop off. He trying to make weight and you sparring at your regular walking around weight or close to that. Like I said, there's a lot of different integral parts that go into sparring. So, like I said about Dillian White and Fury, Fury performances are up and down. Maybe Dillian White do got his number. I just can't see it. I just don't. His style is garbage. He's just a poor man's Wilder. You know, people talking about how Wilder don't got no technique. This man struggled with Derek Chisora and arguably lost the first time. So, like I said before, he went the distance with Whyte. You know, he fought Lucas Brown. Woo, he's fighting nobody. So he fighting Povetkin even after Michael Hunter fought him. He supposed to be a mandatory. Michael Hunter is just, pretty much a newcomer to the heavyweight division. So we'll see what he do with Povetkin. If he beat Povetkin, let's get it on. Tyson Fury, Dillian White, or if Deontay Wilder can pull a rabbit out of his hat, then we can see that. But, Frank Warren was talking to Sky Sports, and he said that Shelly Finkel was telling him that Wilder is super duper confident about a trilogy. With Tyson Fury, he can win the trilogy. And he said he don't see why he confident. He felt that he lost the first 2 fights, and Tyson going to do the job the third time. And Fury just got his number. And that's how people feel. I felt that Fury won the first fight. Then the glove thing came up after the second fight. I felt he won the second fight. I told everybody that, Tyson Fury can get the knockout. People call me crazy. They criticize me. They talk shit about me on my channel. Oh, and then feather fisted Fury can't. I said that man gonna outweigh him by what? 50 pounds? Have you ever been in a ring or have you ever been in a fight with somebody that's 50 pounds heavier than you? It's the reason why they got weight classes in boxing. And 50 pounds is like shit. A welterweight fighting damn near a cruiserweight, technically. A welterweight fighting a cruiserweight. Or heavyweight almost. So, like I said, they got weight classes for a reason. And Deontay Wilder, to beat the bigger man, you got to beat him with speed, IQ, boxing ability, and you got to beat him with just being able to have better stamina. And he just didn't have enough to beat him. So, What can he do different? Physically, when he was twerking in that video, physically he looked strong. He looked together, but that's just the beginning. His strength and conditioning hasn't really been good. His legs ain't been strong. So if he come in with better strength and conditioning, that's a nice percentage of it that can make the fight go different. You see what I'm saying? But also, you talking about you got to use the best punch in boxing, and that's the jab. His left jab can win the fight alone. You put that left jab with that right hand. That's how Foreman knocked out Michael Moore. Turned it over, bow, snuck that right hand, and Michael Moore was asleep. So if he can learn how to shorten up his shots and lock and turn them over and lock them, anything can happen. But probably gonna need more than that. He don't know the punch to the combination. You know what I'm saying? He was getting dogged on the inside. And Fury came into the inside throwing punches, and he going like this. He doesn't know how to slip and deliver a roll and deliver the punch. So it's a lot that's had to be different. What he had to do is keep Tyson Fury on the back foot. And when Tyson Fury come in with those mummy-like George Foreman shots around the guard, he got to be prepared for those shots. He got to be prepared to make him miss and make him pay. And when Fury found out, besides all the glove talk, I'm tired of that shit. And to the Nevada State Athletic Commission or the Las Vegas Police Department say something, I just can't read into it. But, one of the issues what they found out is when Fury punched, Deontay Wilder went into a shell and he goes like this. And he doesn't know how to go from defense to offense. And they noticed that. So when he put Wilder on the back foot, when you punch, even when Wilder coming forward, he putting the earmuffs on. He really doing like this. And they noticed that they could take advantage of that. So Deontay got to keep coming forward. He got to put that jab in Tyson Fury's face so Fury can't get off. He gonna have to beat him on the front foot, just starting with a good jab. I would like to see him put a right hand to the body, left hand to the body. The reason why the odds are so wide for this fight for him is because it's just so much you have to learn in so little time. I mean, physically, he hasn't been at his peak, in a while. Physically, strength and conditioning, the legs not there. He got tired in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about, all right, you gotta work on your physical condition, your strength and conditioning. Then you talking about boxing skills. You talking about you have to learn how to slip. You gotta learn how to jab better. You gotta bring your base in. You gotta learn to get on your toes. You gotta learn to punch in combination. You gotta learn to rip to the body. It's just so much ground to make up. You know what I'm saying? And can he be that kid that was basically me in middle school that the last 2 or 3 weeks before or the month before report cards came, that rushed and did all their makeup work and all their work and tried to bring their grade up to a C, and so the punishment won't look as bad. So is he able to be that kid that rush and be able to come up to par? And all he needs is average boxing skills to beat Tyson Fury. That's it. Average. Now he might be very, very far from average. Like me, I was right there on the C minus, B minus type of. In most of my class, some other class, I was in a B in middle school. I rush it up and bring it up to a B plus. Or some classes I like and I get an A in them. But the majority of them I try to rush to bring my C minus, D plus to C plus or B minus. So can Deontay Wilder at least bring his F, boxing skills up to a C? And bringing in reinforcements like George Foreman, I think he said he's going to bring his liaison on full time. Now, liaison, we had D. Puller, he's a martial arts coach in Oakland. And he mixes Wing Chun and boxing, a lot of other different things. We'll have him come on. When we get more fights coming on, we have him come back on. I think everybody enjoyed that live. I think that was right before the pandemic. But yeah, he's a liaison. He go to certain camps. He oversee the camp, see how it's going, give his 2 cents, and then he leaves. So they hired him to oversee the camp as a third party. So some of us work in plants or buildings, so they have a third party that come in, and they in a plant they might build the suspension at they plant. They come in, they put the suspension on the cars. So he's gonna bring his liaison full time to really bring to bring some different angle to the team. So I don't know what happened with Jay Diaz or what's the dude that sold him out to Tyson Fury. That's been a huge rumor, but it sounds like he's gonna bring his liaison on full time, and he may bring George Foreman in full time. Like I said before, I think he should think about bringing Antonio Tarver in. He should bring an all-star team in. American fighters should get behind Deontay Wilder, I believe. I really do. And try to see if they can have one big old camp in Big Bear and try to give them as much knowledge between now and September. And it may or may not work, but we know as black people, we work against each other more than anybody else works against us. So that may not happen. But Gervonta Tank Davis is in the hospital, right? Shade Room had it. He put a hospital picture, so I don't know if it's corona, heat exhaustion, tiredness, but he was just lifting with Odell Beckham, and it seemed like he had 185 on the bench press, so it may be where he might have, might be sick, might have hurt a wrist, might have hurt a pec, but so much has happened to him this summer, or just year, with the whole situation at the basketball game. He crashed his slingshot, those are little glorified go-karts that you can ride on the road. And hurt his hand. So it may seem like, most of the boxing world might be right. Like Shakur Stevenson said, he doesn't see Tank getting down to 130 to fight Leo Santa Cruz. So hopefully we praying for Tank to get better. Not sure, I don't have any details, but they said Tank said pray for him. So hopefully Tank get better and he able to fight Leo Santa Cruz, which they got planned for him to be on pay-per-view sometime later this year, man. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We go.